evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. We have Mr. Bull and Mr. Bear here because it has been a battle lately, I would say, with this war. I would say there's a war between the Bulls and the Bears. I don't know if the Bulls are going to win at the moment. That's for sure. I think the Bears could take over. I think the market could dip a little more, and then oil could run back up here for the bullish side. So we'll see what's going on, but just wanted to see Mr. Bull and Mr. Bear this evening. So we'll see you guys later and see what the market brings us. So here we go. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How are you guys today? Hope everybody had a great day today. Did you guys see? I know it's on Luis Rodriguez's list, and we look at it all the time. I mentioned it today in the Discord while we were live trading this morning. I guess it was between this time and about 10:30. I know it was before that, and it was before that pop right there. So it was probably like down in here somewhere. And I jumped in USAR calls and I swung a few overnight, but yeah, I had a couple and that was looking pretty good right there. So there you go with USAR, and we'll look at all of them today. That's for sure. This war is BS and we can hardly bear it, Dougie. Yeah, I know. It is all over the place, all kinds of great news coming out. Not really great, but all kinds of crazy things happening. Oil swings higher, Asian stocks poised for gains right there. What's your KORU doing this today? I didn't even look at it, to be honest. Look at that, back to 400. I mean, it doesn't look great right there, but it has some huge spikes. This thing is unbelievable. I mean, you catch it down there and run it up a little bit, and that's a big spike from, what is it down at? What, 370 all the way up here to like 4. I mean, that's huge. That's like ridiculous spike right there in one day for a 3-timer. So just keep your eye on that one right there. KORU. You know, we've been talking about it. And also, stock futures are a little changed ahead of consumer inflation report, which we do have tomorrow. And it is CPI coming out tomorrow, I believe, at 8:30 is usually when they all come out. There you go. Here's your core inflation, CPI right there, inflation, all that good stuff. And Friday's PCE coming out. So we have something right there, price index, all that good stuff as well. So that is on our radar for this weekend tomorrow. And let's see, the Pentagon says about 140 U.S. troops injured so far in this Iran war. That's pretty crazy right there. And what's next for crude oil prices as wealthy nations consider a release of their reserves? Trump says the Iran war is nearly over. That doesn't solve the oil crisis. And I don't even know, is the Iran war nearly over? I have no idea, to be honest with you. This A gap was jumping up. Remember this thing, ATPC? That thing was jumping up. And this Longervin or whatever the heck it's called, a biotech company right here, LGVN, this was a pretty big popper there today. It was up pretty nice. PLYX, I added this to the list. I didn't know it was right there, to be honest with you. Look at this thing. This thing looks like it's going to have some momentum right there. That's for sure. So I'm not sure what that is. Polar X something. I have no idea. What the heck? Polar. How is that? Y silent? I don't even know what that name of the company is. But anyway, it's a therapeutic company, biotech. And I just got to see this now. They got me convinced by, they got me intrigued, I mean, by the name of it. So hold on. I got to claim this back too. I forgot. I was using it out in the shed there. Let me claim it back. I was looking at this thing right here, Fort Minerals. Somebody asked about this thing. It's an OTC, or I can't exactly tell what it is doing, to be honest with you, but there you are, Fort Minerals. I think it might be a Canadian company. I'm not even sure, but I was checking that thing out. That's why that was up there. And let's see, Polar X, I guess. I have no idea what this company's called. What do they do? Let's see. I'm curious here. They got a kid jumping up and accelerating. Doesn't. Oh, there we go. Accelerate the availability of treatments. Oh, this is like one of these rare diseases, probably. I have no idea what that is, but what is lysosomal storage disorder? What the hell is that? Sounds like they like hoard things, but I doubt that's what it is. I have no idea, to be honest with you. But anyway, that is PLYX, not an R. And it is fairly new. It just started over here on February 2nd. It was jumped up to $48. Now it's in the fives, and it's not looking bad to run up there. So keep an eye on that bad boy. I did have it on the list in the penny stock area. And let's see, this one was running up that decent holdings. I think we looked at that. So let's look at our list and see what's going on and what we can expect for tomorrow. So here we go. KORU ran from 302 to 407 in about an 8-hour play right there. That's pretty crazy right there, I would say. And let's see what else is going on. Hey, you mentioned that ATPC too, that A gape. I saw that earlier. That was running along like I was just saying right there, and it's gapping up a little bit in the after hours. So keep an eye on that. INKT is Mink Therapeutics right here. That did jump up today. I don't know, it might have jumped down in the after hours. It looks like Kids right here is a training and service education one in the U.S. They're reverse splitting right there. Let's see, 1 for 50 today. We'll keep an eye on it after that reverse split. You know, we like our reverse splits right there. So let's see, Kids, KIDZ reverse split. So we'll look at it tomorrow and see what it wants to do. What was it? B hat right here, just reverse split too. I knew it was down. I saw it today, and I didn't put it on the list because I did see it dipping down there for the reverse split. We'll take a look at that tomorrow. And that did reverse split yesterday there. That was a penny stock and pulling back, and we'll see how far that wants to come down as well right there. So I'll be watching that. And Kids, when I thought of this, I thought of KIDS is an orthopedic company, but I think we talked about it before. Kids, the movie back in the day. That movie's wild. A skateboard movie with Casper and Tully and all them. I know I've talked about it before. That's one of the few movies I've actually ever watched in my life. And if you've never seen it, it's a crazy movie. If you want to see a crazy movie, I know we discussed it before on here because I remember talking about it. Anyway, and that's your Kids, the movie, KIDZ right there, and KIDS. So we just did them all. And let's see what our list is doing. ONDS wasn't looking too bad today. That was setting up. I would say ONDS could be one of our top plays right there. It's been looking good, and it has been setting up right here, and it is jumping up there in the after hours. Keep an eye on it. Galaxy was up as well, and that Bitcoin right here was just kind of jumping around right here. It's not looking too bad. We were going over it this morning, and it basically has the same exact look. It's actually more flat than it was this morning. So we'll see how it looks in the overnight hours. But Bitcoin is at what, 69.7 right there, 69.8, whatever that says. Solana's at 85. Ethereum's at 2031. Cardano's at 26, and Ripple's at 138, according to the Stock Cube. And if you don't know what the Stock Cube is, I've talked about it before. Thing's awesome. And like I said, I look at that for the prices. It's way easier for me than to look at this sometimes. So this one actually today isn't so bad. I can see this. I can see these when they're like everything's bright green or they're real red or something. I like can't really look at it. It hurts my eyes, and they all just blend together. I don't even know what's going on. So I prefer to use the Stock Cube anyway. So I do love the Stock Cube. It's a great little product, and I do use it for my crypto prices and gold, silver, and palladium and platinum. I'm looking at them right now. I have them up there too. I've mentioned it before. They did like a partnership or something with this company right here. I brought it up, and it is a gold and silver, I guess, like a metals exchange. I don't even know what they are, to be honest with you. Look at this dude. What the heck is this ad right here? That's a crazy ad right now. We'll scroll up so we don't see that guy. But anyway, yeah, this is something I don't know, but it does have a lot of metals on here. I've looked at it before, and they have a little thing with them that give them the all the metal prices. So anyway, you can have them as well if you like the metals. And you can program it any which way you like, the good old Stock Cube. So there you go, a little info about the Stock Cube. And let's keep on cruising. ASTS was pulling back. It was looking really good this morning. And then it did jump up there to about 92.50 area. And then it did pull back there to about 88. So 87.53, as a matter of fact. At the end of the day, it was pulling back, and we'll see tomorrow. It honestly doesn't look too bad right here. ASTS, it almost looks like a little healthy pullback, and it looks like it wants to try to roll off. Today is that little healthy pullback look, and tomorrow it could easily have that nice little roll off look. So we'll be watching ASTS. It's been, like I said, setting up. You almost have a little setup up here, so we'll have to see if it gets connected up there and can run up and possibly hit at that 99 to 100 area. So we'll be watching that. Luis Rodriguez added a jingle. I see it over there. Oracle did have their earnings today. I just happened to see it in the corner of my eye. I'm not looking at the whole jingle. We'll put it on for later on. Remind me when we do Oracle. I'll put it on for that. But yeah, Oracle had earnings today, and apparently they did pretty well right there because it did go up in the after hours. I didn't see what they did, to be honest with you. So Oracle posted 20% organic growth and beats Q3 estimates as AI infrastructure, multi-cloud database, and record 553 billion backlog surge. Wow, that's pretty wild. Backlog. Don't they always have like a backlog surge or something, Oracle? I don't know. It seems like that's always happening here, but whatever. Oracle ran up right there. UMAC was running up today, and that was looking really good right there. It was touching up at that resistance area. Look at that bad boy jumping up there. It could continue up tomorrow. You can keep an eye on UMAC. That one's been a pretty good one right there. And Redwire. This guy, I think it was down a little bit. It was looking pretty good. Yeah, it was down a little bit right there. It was looking pretty good, but it was down a little bit. And we'll see if that's a little healthy pullback and bound and a little pullback and rip look like Rocket Lab right here. That one also I thought was looking pretty good. And let's look and see if that one wants to bounce back up. Nuclear was just kind of hanging out. NKLR right here. And what did you say? Iran has begun laying naval mines in the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most important energy choke point that carries about 1/5 of all crude oil, according to intelligence data. Well, that would be pretty crazy right there, huh? Naval mines and be blowing up oil ships and stuff like that. That would be wild for sure. Laptop travel. Like I said, this war is about to get crazy. Someone was shooting up a synagogue in Baltimore. I posted about that earlier. And like I've been telling you, you better keep your eyes and ears open everywhere around you guys, because I'm telling you, things are going to get wild in this country. I have a pretty good feeling we're about to see some crazy shit go down around here as well. So, when we have to look at the LMT and all them guys, we'll be looking at them. Trust me. And just be paying attention. Let's put it that way. SMR right here was down as well, and then your Oclo was also down right there. You can see, and again, just pulling back, little setup period, and they do look like they have a little time to set up before they get blasting off EOSE, trying to run back up. That does not look bad right there. I'd say I'd have to look at it tomorrow as a little setup, and that could actually roll off. It got out of the basement. That could get through the MACD right there instead of rolling down off of it. So EOSE could be a good possibility to run back up at least even to over this $8 area, 830 from 641 or 648 in the after hours. So I would keep an eye on EOSE right there. That's looking pretty good. Iron right here was pulling back right there. And I don't know if that one's really ready. It almost looks like it wants to pull back again. Didn't I say that one the other day and another one? And both of them pulled back today. They ran up today and or they ran up yesterday and pulled back today. I was a day off on that. And CRML right here, Critical Metals, they had some kind of news this morning. The board approved $30 million program to accelerate Tan Breeze rare earth project toward first. What? First, what does that say? Does that say or first or in 2028, 2029? I don't know what they're even talking about. But anyway, there you go with CRML. And that was Critical Metals, and it was ripping up there today. And it still looks pretty good, to be honest with you. And like we were talking about at the beginning, not MP, USAR, but MP was also running there, hitting a little resistance. But that thing looks like that could be a good setup as well. And then, of course, I was talking about USAR at the beginning of the show. I mentioned it while we were live trading. I picked up some calls on this, and this one was running up pretty good, almost over 9% right there. So there you go with USAR. So that was a nice one. And UAMY right here was running up as well, 16%. I think that one keeps its momentum and could be a good one for tomorrow. I was actually looking at this and looking at USAR. I guess I picked the one that didn't run up as more, but I'll take the USAR. It was up pretty good, but this one looks even better. UAMY right there. Check that bad boy out, guys. That one does look really good, I must say. And your 4Us was up today too. It is hitting a lot of resistance right there. It's like a spider web. It's getting tangled in it, looks like to me, and it is trying to get in there. I'm not so sure it gets rolling through it, but it is trying to push the envelope right there. So we'll see if it can. And this one was cruising along this morning. ASPI, this was running up pretty big. And it did run a couple times today and then it pulled back at the end of the day at 1 o'clock. It started dipping down, but that one was a good one right there. And that was ASPI, the chemical company. And we'll see if that can get pushed through up here. I don't know. It's hitting that resistance. We'll have to see what it looks like tomorrow. But it was a good run up right there. And what about your burner right here pulling back again? And that one, we're going to have to look for that complete bottom. And you know we love when they're all bottomed out and we catch them on the way up. That's the way we love to catch things. So we're definitely going to look for burner for that. UAVS was just hanging out today. It didn't even do anything. I was checking it out, thought it was going to get moving, and it's not doing anything. And Light Path just hitting the 20, and that's not really doing anything. Carmen was pulling back after that. It ran up. I think it might have been up this morning, if I remember. Yeah, it was it did. It opened up pretty good, and then it just took a nice free fall right down and bounced up a little bit, but not so much. And then your Katos also was down today, and we'll have to see. That looks like it could pull back a little bit more right there. SATS is down $1.42, and that thing looks like it's dipping down some more right there. Look at that. That's interesting right there. What was DXYZ? I thought that was up. Yeah, DXYZ was up a little bit today, and it was bouncing up there. Oh, it opened up pretty good, and then it did pull back, but it came up in the after hours, it looks like. So it recouped a little bit, but there's your DXYZ. Another one that has access to SpaceX right there. And let's see what our Gush and Boyle are up to. And here's Gush. That was down oil and gas. Oxy right there was pulling back pretty big. ExxonMobil also, that's not ExxonMobil. This is ExxonMobil. It was also down. Looks like they're going to free fall. Chevron, that was down pretty good. And then your USO is also pulling back there. It jumped up at the end of the day. So we'll have to see what happens. Look, it got all bottomed out and then started to run up. So maybe it drags the rest of them up. It kind of looks like, to be honest with you, on this minute chart, it looks like it wants to curl up a little bit. It doesn't necessarily look like it wants to crash down, but it obviously could tomorrow. We'll have to see what it looks like. In the morning, it was down $1.03. It looks like in the after hours. Let me look at USO over here as well. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great, but I could see if it could bounce up again real quick and run up a little bit more. Excuse me, and then come down. I could see it happening. We'll keep an eye on it for tomorrow, obviously, and see what it wants to do right there. It'll give us a good idea, probably, what is happening with the war. And since we're looking at that one right there, let's just look at gold and silver today. They had an interesting look. They look good. They didn't look good. I was looking at them, and that minute chart will drive you insane if you're looking at it. On a choppy day or something like this, it looks good for a couple minutes, and then it pulls back. Then all of a sudden, looks great. I guess if you want to trade all these little pops up and down, you can. But yeah, it's just a little choppy right there. That's your gold look, and silver was looking even better, and then it did kind of the same thing right there. So there you go with gold and silver. We'll see what they look like tomorrow morning as well. And let's continue to see what Boyle. We looked at Boyle and Gush right here. Gush was also down and Boyle was down. RGTI, that's what I meant to say. To go to RGTI in your quantum and computer hardware ones, pulling back a little bit as well right there in your QUBT. Down a little bit, nothing too crazy. In your D wave right here, QBTS was down a little bit as well. QMCO was down today. I thought that was down. No, that was the good one, huh? I thought that was pulling back a little bit. I'm definitely wrong on that. That is different. That's a good look right there. That's QMCO. I think we have to put on our list right there for our nice little setup. Hold on right there. That was up. And let's see. I think that might have been like the only one of them that was really up then. QTUM. This was bouncing around a little bit today. It doesn't look that great. QSI. Now that one, remember we've been saying this one was looking really good before. It's a medical device company. I don't even know what the heck they do. But that thing just blasted off today. Finally. We had been looking at it and saying it wanted to run there for a little bit, and then finally it ran up. IONQ dipping down a little bit. Our cat right here was just kind of bouncing around as well. You can see it bounced up, came down, and it does not look bad to roll up off the MACD as well. And I'm not sure what Z Space was doing. If I had to guess, it was pulling back now that I saw it, but that's always my guess for Z Space. But there you go, ZSPC, and it was pulling back right there. So there you go with your quantum and computer hardware ones. Let's see what the healthcare sector. UNH was down. That MOH had been looking good until it pulled back today. I mean, it just curled down. I don't know if it's really a dip and rip look or a bounce look. And Oscar right there, look at that pullback. So we'll have to see if they want to bounce back up right there. And that's some healthcare ones. And Mobilicom right here was up a little bit. That's an Israeli aerospace and defense, and they do the old drones and stuff. That looks like it could be ready to run up a little bit more right there for MOB. And then our Sinez Tech right here. Look at that thing pulling back. I still don't even know what was going on. This laptop travel. What was going on with this thing? Is it trading okay now on Webull? I know it had like some weird message or something. And it does have earnings coming up on March 12th, which is Thursday there. So we'll be watching for Sinez Tech. And let's see what else is going on in our IMRX world. IMRX, yeah. That was just kind of flat there. That was bouncing around today as well. Yeah, I thought so. And then I guess it just kind of closed out where it basically started. So there you are with IMRX, that pancreatic cancer one. CMG is Chipotle, and this was down today. And we'll see. I think that's pulling back a little bit more. And their Cracker Barrel was down today as well. I think that's pulling back some more right there, laptop travel. So we'll see how far they want to pull back. Here's your plug. That was even pulling back there today. It was bouncing around, but did have some pullback. And let's see. QuantumScape right here is another one looking pretty good. I think QuantumScape gets set up, guys, to run just how QSI was doing it. I think QuantumScape could try to do that as well. Here you go, Zach, with Rocket, and it does look like it bottomed out, but again, doesn't look perfect. We'll see if it dips down anymore for you for RKT, and then it can get cruising back up there, hopefully, and it'll rock it up. But yeah, it looks like it tried to bottom out. I can't promise you. Like I said, I don't know if it gets through that MACD on this one, so it could kind of bounce around a little bit as it's getting set up. And of course, we're in the middle of a war, so it's kind of hard to tell. And if that ends, things will probably pop right back up, I would assume, because the markets generally will like that, and then that will help things out. Lucid right here. This was up at one point today. I know it was. Yeah. Holy cow. It ran straight up, and then it looked like a sledding hill. Holy, that looks like a ski hill right there. Wow. What happened to Lucid? I only saw it running up. I was paying attention to it this morning because we talked about it last night. Rivian had run up as well. They both looked pretty good last night. I didn't even see Lucid pulling back, Rivian pulling back a little bit as well. So we'll have to watch for that one, see if it really wants to pull back some more. And Rich Tech Robotics, RR. Let's see what this is up to. It's just kind of bouncing around. It looks like it's trying to run, but I'm not so sure. And you have this 20 up here. So I think it does just kind of bounce around right there. Galt came down pretty big today, and that's right back to the 20. Not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if anything happened. It just pulled back pretty big. I did see that. I didn't see any news or anything for Galt. So there you are with GALT, and then your fun right here. That was down. I took play off. It was down Dave and Buster's, and it doesn't look that great right there. Watch it pop tomorrow. But I would say fun. That'll get set up right there as the summer goes on, as it gets warmed up. And Grab was down as well. Remember laptop travel? I was saying, are you going to grab more of these on that dip? And it is dipping down. AMPX has been a monster lately, but it's in the top, so you definitely have to be careful of that. And then your Viking right here was looking pretty good. I mentioned this in the Discord earlier this morning too, right around here at 10 a.m., and that thing ran up. So that VKTX was a good one right there, Luis Rodriguez, I must say. And let's see what else is going on with our list over here. NMTC, that Noro One Medical Technologies, it just bounces around a lot. We'll see till it gets. We'll watch it when it gets set up and it can run. And we mentioned this next power was going to be the next power. Look at that thing up at 5%. It's hitting some resistance, but look at that curl up right there. I don't know. It may get through and try to bust up there to 127. I'm not exactly sure if it can tomorrow. I have to look at it. But we had it nailed for today, I'll tell you that, because we were talking about it. check out this UOKA right here, Doge Mama 9. Some good penny ones for you I put on the list. This one pulling back a little bit, but this one's not looking bad right there as long as they don't throw out the old reverse split and things of that nature. So there you go with that one. That's a UK lodging one. And let's see what JDZ, hold on, JDZG right here. This Giad, look at this guy trying to curl up as well. It was spiking up today. We can keep an eye on that tomorrow morning, see if that one wants to run. And let's look at this Biofinity right here because this was looking pretty good today. It was running up and could continue its way up there tomorrow. Laptop Travel and Crew in the morning and Doge Mama 9. So keep an eye on BIAF. And then we were talking about this one at the beginning. I don't even know how to say it. Polar X, I guess. I don't know. But it does look like it could continue its way up there for PLYX. And then your KXIN. That one's just been bouncing around. Like I said, when this thing pops, it's going to pop, guys. You guys know that. Has that look. It's just been kind of bouncing around. And same with this JTAI. Same situation right here. So keep an eye on them two right there. And I both JTA Jet AI, that's a US one, and KXIN is a China one. So you can just keep an eye on them two. Penny stocks right there trying to get cruising. So there you go with them bad boys. And let's see what Michael Anthony's list is doing. And let me see, what did you say right here? The U.S. military said it destroyed Iranian naval ships, including 16 mine layers near the Strait of Hormuz. Damn, that's crazy. I'd say it's a battle of that thing. And what did you say? The foreign minister or somebody in him has mocked the U.S. attack on his country, calling it Operation Epic Mistake. Wow, that's pretty wild. Well, I don't know. I mean, a couple people over there, some of their supreme people got wiped out. I can tell you that right now. And I bet his son that took over leadership probably doesn't have many more days left on this planet either, unless he resigns and like goes into hiding. So, and I doubt if he even went into hiding, it would matter because somehow Israel always figures out where everybody is. It's kind of it's kind of scary, right? If they really want you, they're taking you, right? And it makes you really wonder about Epstein, too. You know, he was working for everybody. He was an Israeli spy. I'm sure he was a Russian spy. I think he was a spy for everybody, that Epstein. He definitely was. I said it from day one. The guy was not making money in the stock market. Let's put it that. Nobody's ever heard of him. He was, and they say he was a mathematical genius or something. Yeah, well, mathematics. Well, guess what? I'm a stock chart genius, and I can't make that goddamn kind of money. So I don't know. Tell me how a mathematical genius can figure it out. I have no clue. But anyway, they were giving him islands and giving him everything else just so he could be buddy buddy, and he did. He accomplished exactly what he needed to do. He had Bill Gates. He had Bill Clinton. He had everybody by his side. He even had a private island to take them all to and blackmail them. It was kind of crazy, guys. So that is wild what was going on. And yeah, and like I'm saying, Israel, somehow that guy got eliminated. Like he ends up in jail for one day and he's dead immediately. I mean, he didn't even stand a chance. That was crazy, guys. So you know that was all taken care of, inside job. Something happened there. It wasn't Epstein. I don't think he committed suicide. Let's put it that way. Not with a sheet in them little prison beds that quickly. That's just my opinion. I think so people turned their back. We already know the guards didn't do their job. And people came in there and probably eliminated them real quick and just made it look like however they wanted it to look like. And that was that. So anyway, there you go with your Epstein. But yeah, I wouldn't put it past Israel to do anything crazy. That's for damn sure. We've already seen what they've been able to pull off. Anyway, let's keep on cruising right through. That's my little spiel right there. And let me see. Doge Bob and I was already checking out that UOKA today, as well as that ELPW, which is that E-Long Power. I meant to write it down again. I totally forgot, to be honest with you. It was bouncing around. It still doesn't look too bad right there. BZAI, what's that one up to? Blaze Holdings. This was one of our January effect picks, and it just never really panned out. And it's way down there now. That could be a good opportunity there. I did see MRNO as well there. Doge Mama 9, that was running up pretty big today, so I hope you caught some action on that. And then you mentioned that RENX, and I did see that bad boy as well, and it was jumping around. So I hope you caught some of that right there up at 130. So there you go with them penny ones. So thank you, Doge Mama 9. And let's see. Let me see. Janica said she shouldn't laugh, but that was funny. Let me see. Oh, what was funny? I don't even know what was going on. I have no idea. I'm not even sure. Let's see. Um, so yeah, let's see what else is happening here. You have the overnight leaders. I'll go through all that and let me see what else is happening with our list. Where'd I even stop at? Oh yeah, we're doing the penny stock and our Michael Anthony list. Let's see, Janica. What's up with Michael Anthony list? Let's see if he pops on tonight at a decent time before the Kramer show ends. ABEO right here. Oh, wow. It was moving in the after hours. It wasn't running today. I know that. Let me see what it does look pretty good right there for tomorrow. I must say, ABEO, whatever that biotech ones have been running lately. I must say that too. D-Lo right here was running up that good old D local limited, not too bad right there. And what about your UEC, your uranium play right there? Looking pretty good. Let's see what these uranium ones look like. They look pretty good, I must say. Keep an eye on uranium right here. That one looks good. NUCL, there's a good one right there. I know we look at that. URG, Uroy, yeah, they look good. There's that UUU. I like this one right here. That one looked pretty good. And I know that one runs. So keep an eye on these uranium plays. They could be in play there tomorrow as well. And going on throughout the week. So there you go with uranium plays and Tiger right here. Who let the Tiger out today? Look at that thing jumping up to the 20. And that was curled up. I did see that. Michael Anthony's probably all excited. And his pager duty was dipping right there. I think pager duty could be a little pullback to the 20 and then try to bounce up. And again, it has earnings coming up on Thursday. So we'll have to see. But we had that nice run up on pager duty. That was pretty good right there. And there you are with PD. So that's your Michael Anthony list. And let's see what else is going on in our market. Here we are. Rhythm. Let's see. That's down. MSOS right there was down a little bit. And then your Tilray, let me see. That was pulling back a little bit as well. And so was Canopy Growth right here. But it was just kind of flat more or less today. It was down a penny right there. What about your Blink charging? If I could type it in. It's just been kind of bouncing around down here, guys. It wants to run. It doesn't want to run. One of these days, it's just going to be popping up there. You can see it. And Sezzle was pulling back some more. So we'll see how much more Sezzle wants to pull back. Then you had your Sterling. It didn't run like crazy today. It didn't do a whole lot, actually. It doesn't look like Rivian was running up today, though. That was looking pretty good today. Not sure it runs up more tomorrow. And Symbiotic pulling back, but that could have bottomed out. I don't know. Has an interesting look like it's getting set up. That looks like it bottomed out yesterday, but can't guarantee it with this market. So we'll have to look at that and see what it wants to do. Mara and Riot and these guys, these were down a little bit today, as you can see right there. And Clean Spark right there, that was up 2 cents, closed up. It was down a little bit throughout the day. So there you go with them. And let's see what our laptop travel list is doing. We'll cruise right through that. Aqua Bounty Technologies is looking pretty good right here. ATLN. Wow, that looks really good too. Them first two look really good. I know we looked at Atos last night, and there you go. It was running up. It looks like it's going to run up a little bit more right there. BCHT, Birch Tech Corp. That looks pretty good as well. And what about BFRG? So good ones right here. That Bullfrog, we did say it was going to leap up. It did pop up a little bit. It's nothing too crazy right there for your good old Bullfrog, but your 20s meeting up with your 50 pretty soon. And Cellularity right here. Don't mix that up with Alarity right there. We looked at that last night. I remember it was bouncing around today. It wasn't anything great. It actually looks better for tomorrow, to be honest with you. With ALLR, so keep that on the list. And your CELU, let's go back to it. It was up today. It looks like it could run up a little bit more right there. And CHNR is at China Natural Resources. That looks like it wants to run, and that could run what you saw and all them guys right there. So watch for that. CPHI is China Pharma Holdings, and this one, it's hitting the 20. I'd have to look at it right there. And let's see what CRVO is up to right there. That one was cruising along, could continue up a little bit as well. And CYN, we looked at that the other day, maybe last night. I don't remember, up a little bit, just trying to get set up. And EDTK, That's a crazy chart. That's that chart that kills me. Holy cow, laptop trial. You got to stop putting that one on there. Whoa, dude, I'm telling you, what is up with that chart, dude? It hurts my eyes. Dude, I as soon as I put it in there, I was like, wait a second. I know this one. It scares me. Dude, that one hurts my eyes. Erase that one from the list, please. EDTK. I don't know what that chart is up to. That chart is like bizarre to me. It hurts my eyes. No other chart does that. Immediately, I knew it. As soon as I typed it in, I hit the enter button. I was like, oh crap. And as soon as I looked, I was like, oh crap. Yeah, that chart's crazy, that EDTK. I don't even want to look at that thing. INAB. So if anyone trades EDTK, you're better than me because I can't even look at that chart. I don't know what it is with it. It's got the big ass can. That's the only chart. That's the first chart that I've seen yet still that I look at it and it literally hurts my eyes. I have no idea what's going on. A couple OTCers have done it to me, but I don't generally look at OTCers, and that's why they have that crazy look. And yeah, that one definitely has it right there. Laptop travel EDTK. I don't know what they're up to, but I can't really tell you either because that chart is bizarre. Anyway, and I always say that with my head injury, I can't look at like numbers and letters, but the charts don't bother me. I should be like, except for EDTK, and people would look at me like I was nuts. But anyway, I don't tell too many people that. Yeah, EDTK. I don't know what's up with that thing, but that is not a good chart right there. INAB is looking pretty good though. I can look at that one all night and it don't bother me. And INTZ is intrusion right here. That looks like it's going to continue up. Look at that bad boy, INAB or INTZ. I mean, that should have some momentum right there, guys. That's looking really good. LHAI, Link Home. Now that looks pretty good, though, Mama Nine. Check out Link Home right here. That could be linking up to get running up home. And LITM, I forget the name of it. Snow Lake Resources. That's what it was. When I jotted it down, I couldn't think of it, and I never looked at it, but that's what it's called, Snow Lake Resources. And it is a metals and mining one. It could continue to run up right there as well. So keep an eye on that. And Mamo right here is Massimo Group, a recreational vehicle. Not familiar with it, but it is getting out of the basement, not looking bad. NTZ, Natuzzi, I don't know what they are. Fixtures and appliances and furnishings and all that good stuff. Let's see. Let's see if they have some good furniture at Natuzzi. We have a store around us that sounds that's kind of similar to it. I know it's not this, but made in Italy, luxury design. Yeah, there you go. It looks pretty nice. And so if anyone's looking for some luxury Italy furniture right there, go to Natuzzi, NTZ. So there you are, Natuzzi. And let's see what your stock chart looks like. It actually looks like it might be pulling back right there at the moment. It looks like it's dipping down. So we'll have to see what Natuzzi's doing tomorrow. And what is this one? ONMD. Yeah, that's it. ONMD, One Med Net. Is that One Med Net Corp? There you go. And that's not too bad to roll off the MACD right there. And I think that says SKBL. Yeah, Skyline Builders. This one's actually looking really good too. Laptop travel. That could get running up to the Skyline. And TAOP right here. Let's see what that one's doing. I forget what that Tapong or something. I forget. I don't even know how to say it. Couldn't remember what it was called anyway. But not that I could have pronounced it. Taoping. I don't even know what the heck that thing's called. It's a China one. Anyway, where is it? I don't even know. What the heck is it doing? 142. It's like right here. I'm looking at this thing right here. That was yesterday's weird candle. Today's candle is brought to you by 139 and 142 in the after hours. And it's just kind of bouncing around right there. Nothing too crazy. What about Trawl? Well, that's not Trawl. I forget what this is called too. Trawl's Pharma. That was it. And that's curling up a little bit, not looking so bad right there. And wow, that's Weemy, I think. And there you go, a Weemy hologram. That's a China one, I know that. And that's getting curled up. So there you go with your laptop travel list. So thank you very much, Laptop Travel, for them guys. A lot of good ones. About to curl up, run up, and looking pretty good right there. And Luis Rodriguez provided the ones he liked, and some of them we already looked at, but that's okay because we'll go over them again for anyone that was just tuning in. Welcome aboard. We are just going through our list, seeing what we like for tomorrow. And welcome to the show. And here's your Luis Rodriguez list. You saw right here. And I'd mentioned I did call it out at the live trading this morning. And I got into some options right around here. It was on one of these dips. I know it ran up and pulled back. I just remember it looking pretty good like it was getting ready to run. It might have been. Is it here? No, that's too late. Maybe it was right here. It was pretty early. It might have been right there, guys. I forget. I just know I had a little pullback and looked like it was about to curl up and start running. I know it popped up there. It could have been there. I don't remember. Maybe it was there. Somewhere is right there, but it was definitely before 10:30. I think it was before 10 a.m. to be honest with you. So there you go with USAR. So that was looking really good, Luis Rodriguez, and I did swing some over. UAMY looked even better right there. We looked at it, and it did look really good. And then I think you have Carmel. Yeah, I think that's what you put on there. Carmel. That was obviously looking good today. They had some news, and it looks like it wants to continue up. So these metal ones look good. Signing Day Sports was running today, hitting some resistance. I did see this today. We'll see if it can break through. It actually does look pretty good right there for SGN Signing Day Sports. So keep an eye on that. NIO right here is a China auto manufacturer. Oh, I didn't even see that one. Look at that one running up right there for NIO. We've looked at that before, and that one's cruising along. We haven't looked at it in a little while, but it was popping today. It does look like it could keep that momentum tomorrow. That's for sure. And your Geos right here. What is that? Geospace? Yeah. And then Geo is like that. The prison one. What the heck's it called? Geo Group, that's what it's called. Like that's real hard to know. Geo Group. This is a prison one right here, safety and whatever protection. And this is Geospace Technologies, and this is oil and gas. I didn't even know that was oil and gas equipment, to be honest with you. But that looks really good right there too. For Geos, I would say keep that on for a good momentum play right there. Looking pretty good for GEOS and SEDG. What is this up to? Solar Edge or something. Yeah, Solar Edge Technologies. That actually looks good for a little momentum, except at the end of the day, it looks like it could have been pulling back right here. Let me see. Yeah, it still doesn't look too bad. I'd probably look at that in the morning right there for SEDG. Let me see. What else did you have? Circle. I knew that was on the list. And that's been running up, guys. It's in the top, and that's been a great one lately for CRCL. And I think I can't even read what I write, guys. CCJ, is that what this is, Luis Rodriguez? I think Camco. Yeah, that's what that is. You were talking about this before. It did spike up. It is hitting some resistance, so we'd have to see what that wants to do. This Watt right here, WATT. This has been a good one lately. Isn't this the one that Ariel mentioned a couple weeks ago, right before it started really running up? This one was really good right there, WATT. And Marvell right here. I know Luis Rodriguez likes this, and it was running up today and not looking so bad. We'll see if it can get into the top and really run up there. So thank you, Luis Rodriguez. There's some good ones right there. And like I said, some of the metal ones we had already gone over, but they are looking really good. That's for sure. So you might want to keep them on your list. And let's go over our Mag 7, SPY, Big Caps, all these guys and the rest of our list. Your SPY did close down today, and again, it just doesn't look perfect to me. I'm not going to lie right there. I think oil could run up USO tomorrow. And then your Qs right here, they were up a penny, but another one, you have resistance right there. I think you could see a nice little pullback, as a matter of fact. And what about your IWM? That was dipping down. Remember this morning I said that I was going to pull back. Honestly, it ran up early and then did pull back there. You would have probably you would have probably not if you'd bought them right at the beginning of the open whatever the puts. I was trying to think of the neck. I couldn't even think of it because I know it came back down almost to as low as it opened up, but it wasn't quite there. It was right about there, but anyway, there you go with your IWM and your indices right there. And let's see what our Mag 7 and everybody else looks like. So here we go, everybody. Buckle up because here we go with a crazy Mag 7. Apple looks actually pretty good, but I don't think it's going to run. Now, it looks like it should in that spot, but I'm not so sure these guys are really ready. Same with Amazon. Looks like it should in that spot, but I don't think it's ready. Now, Google, that does look pretty good. It did get over. And again, I don't even know. It's up in the after hours. It could get rejected off there tomorrow, Luis Rodriguez. So, especially in the middle of a war, you know that these things could get rejected. Meta right there in that tangle of webs, and that's not looking too bad. I don't know, guys. I mean, they have a weird, that looks like it wants to curl up. I would say Meta almost looks the best right now for some crazy reason. Not sure why. because Microsoft did pull back today. That was looking good. And the video is up a little bit, and that's hitting that tangle of webs. We talked about that this morning. I think this morning I said it was probably going to hit this 20 and 50 and not get through. And I don't know if it'll crawl through the MACD. I should pull that because it's exactly what it did today, as a matter of fact. And let's see what Tesla, wasn't this running up today a little bit? Yeah, it was up a little bit. Nothing real crazy either there. So there you go. With Tesla, like I said, Meta doesn't even look bad right there. We'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. And that might even look the best at the moment. Google, not too bad, but I still don't know if they're exactly ready to get cruising. AMC still down right there. And then GameStop, we thought was I thought it was getting set up yesterday. And then it had a little run around, pull back. Maybe it's healthy. It does look like it's getting set up to me anyway. And I don't need to put an S in front of Chewy. That won't work. But Chewy was down. Unity was down as well right there. That looked like it was that looks like a little pullback dip and rip look right there. So watch for Unity tomorrow. And there's your Netflix pulling back. Your 20 and 50 are meeting up. It'll be interesting if it tries to pop back up right here tomorrow. I don't know if it will. Again, they're very volatile. And then this one looks like it wants to come out of the top, but your 20 and 50 are meeting up. Sometimes you can get a pop-up on that, but I don't know if you see it right there, to be honest with you. And then PSKY right here was down as well. That's your Paramount. Look at that thing. After they took the deal, it just went way down. And Warner Brothers kind of hanging out. They're probably like, I hope this company really has all this money that they said they're going to give us. We just let Netflix walk away from the deal, and they're getting $3 billion. Netflix may have made out the best. Maybe Paramount doesn't even get to sell it because they don't have the money. Paramount doesn't have the money. I'm not saying I know anything, but wouldn't that be hilarious if that happened? And then Netflix still ended up having to get paid $3 billion. That would be crazy too. Well, I guess they could go and take that $3 billion and then make an offer again and know that they could lowball Paramount at that point, or Warner Brothers, because Paramount would have to be out of the picture. But I don't know what is going on with that. When the heck is that deal going through? When's Paramount have to come up with all that money? That's what I want to know. So we have to follow that and see when that money's due for all that buying that they're going to do for Warner Brothers, because that's a lot of money they're about to fork out for good old Paramount right here. So that's probably why the stock's going down, 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 down. They're like, how much money did we say we're going to put out here? This is going to be crazy. What does this say? Oh, Bofus Securities cuts its price target to 11. Anyway, there you go with Paramount and Netflix and Warner Brothers and AVGO, your semiconductors. Wasn't this up early this morning, guys? I know it was. Yeah, that was ripping up there. MU was ripping up there this morning, too. It was still up, but not as high. I know it didn't close up as high. Well, it jumped up in the after hours. Yeah, it was jumping up there. It did pull back a little bit at the end of the day. Nothing too crazy. And then it tried to spike back up. So, yeah, MU not looking too bad, but again, has a little resistance above it. So, not sure if it can break through that just tomorrow. And then your TSM was down a little bit, and that was up early and pulled back. SMCI right here pulling back a little bit as well. And AMD, this one, remember we were saying kind of looks a little good. That one could try to take off right there. So we'll keep an eye on AMD as a setup. I know we mentioned it the other day. And here's your QCOM. It's down here. Let it get set up. See if it wants to even roll off right here. They just paid out their dividend, Michael Anthony. If you're listening, you can jump in QCOM. They pay dividends right there. But anyway, it is down there. Let's see what it wants to do. I don't know. It could roll off and get cruising right there for QCOM. And then, of course, your snow. It was coming down pretty heavy today. And it was like a real heavy snowstorm right there. Look at that, down 4%, almost exactly 4.21% to be exact, it says. So there you go for your snowflake coming down today. And let's see what the rest of these guys want to do, like PayPal and Intel. Intel was getting set up, but PayPal pulling back. Watch for more pullback. And like I said, Intel definitely was setting up right there. We were looking at it. could be a little momentum play right there. INTC, we were liking that one yesterday as well, and I guess that's why. And let's see what our Dell and IBM are up to. Dell was pulling back a little bit. I don't know. You could have a little pullback on Dell. And then IBM right there was down as well. That one's pulling back a little bit right there. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Palantir's coming down, guys. Look at that bad boy. Back down to your 150. So maybe I should have started shorting it right when it hit that 160 area when I said it was getting the 160, and then it could pull back because I would be up quite a bit right there, I would say. So I might have been on the money because Palantir does. Now, Michael Anthony, it might come back down. Michael Anthony, we might see this 140 area and then still dip. So let's get back to 140, Michael Anthony. I know you're not on, but let's see Palantir if it's going to pull back to there. Sophie was down a little bit, and that one doesn't look terrible, but it is pulling back a little bit at the moment. And then, nope, that's not it. Sandisk right here, SNDK. And that was up today. That looked like MU. It was running up a little bit as well. Has that resistance right above it, as you can see, almost where it's trying to get to. That's way above it at like 650. It's at 625 in the after hour. So you could have a little momentum play on your SNDK there tomorrow. So you can watch for that one. And Adobe right here, that was down pretty good today. But Oracle did go up in the after hours because they had earnings right there. So we'll see if Oracle can continue to go up. And MicroStrategy down a little bit right there with crypto just bouncing around again. Bitcoin at 70,000 right there. Again, it says on the stock cube. Let's see. There you go. See, stock cube doesn't lie. Things pretty damn accurate. I mean, every second it's very accurate. That's for sure. That's why I look at it, because it's easy to read. And it tells me the prices all the time very accurately. So I love it. And let's see, what were we doing anyway? MicroStrategy and Hood right here. Hood was down a little bit. And then your Coinbase was down as well. And of course, Bull, that was just chopped today. It was up, it says it's up, Penny. It was just chopping around, nothing too crazy right there. Space was down a little bit. And Boeing was trying to get set up the other day. Look at that big dip right there on Boeing. It looks like that's pulling back. And I did want to look at LLT because these guys were all pulling back and going down right here. Here's your Northrop Grumman dipping down and Huntington Ingalls. So I don't know. Maybe your big cap aerospace and defense are pulling back. Is the war going to end soon? I have no idea, guys. I mean, Trump says something, you don't know what the heck he's talking about. I don't know what he's ever talking about. I don't know what anyone's ever talking about, but no one ever knows what Trump is going to do. That's for sure. So, but we did know when he was attacking. We only knew because of the stock charts told us, but they tell us everything. That's how I can figure things out. But anyway, there you go. And that's what the aerospace and defense looks like at the moment. And honestly, let's look at Nike real quick. It has a weird look. It could come down a little bit more. And then your Lulu right here was down as well. And I was going to look at Defen right here because that was pulling back today as well. And looks like it wants to pull back. That's an aerospace and defense ETF right there. So there you go with that. And McDonald's usually loves this kind of market, guys. And I don't know, McDonald's even looks like it's pulling back. Disney was pulling back today. And something happened at Disney. I forget what the heck happened. I don't even know what it was. Is one of the most shorted Dow stocks right now, I guess. Disney. Wow, that's pretty interesting right there. Anyway, there you go with Disney. And it's just kind of hanging on to that trend line. We'll have to take a look at it. Let's see if it can pull back some more. You know what I say? Whenever it comes down into the 80s and 90s, you know it's a good buy. It always goes up. It's kind of crazy. And Luis Rodriguez just said, you called it on Palantir, Doug. It hit 161 on Friday intraday and has been pulling back since. Yeah, I posted that. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. But I did post it on Friday. I said, holy cow. We were talking about this, and Michael Anthony said it was dipping down. I said it was going to hit 160. Look at it, 161, and here comes the. That's why I'm saying I can't even. Again, guys, I say exactly what's going to happen. Why don't I react and just do exactly what I say? Just buy puts right there, and they'd be up pretty nice right now, I must say. I think we could all agree if we had gotten the puts right at 161 when I said it was going to top out right there. I mean, if you got them at 160 right here, you're at the top. Who cares? And now you're at 150 and dipping down, and probably will come down. I think it will come through that 150 area tomorrow and come down to your 140. Start making its way down anyway. So very interesting right there. But I don't know why. I need somebody to sit next to me and just trade like exactly what I tell them is going to happen. Like that's going to do that. Just do it. And because for some reason I just move on to the next one and forget about Palantir and what I even said. Anyway, there you go. That's true story right there. And Doxy right here, we were looking at all these dip down. And honestly, I think some of these will be pulling back, but we'll see if USO in the morning can bounce back up, guys. I have a feeling it could one last time. Let's look at it in the morning. Don't get into obviously maybe 4 a.m. if you see like Battalion Oil or something. These guys really ripping back up because look at them. Like I said, they are T-Pet right here. That was down today, but it doesn't have a really bad look. I'm telling you, you could see these guys. Oh, Indo right here was the other one. But yeah, you could see these guys bounce right back up. Look at that thing. That's right on that line where Indo could get bouncing as well. So definitely keep an eye on that bounce play for oil. And that could be a possibility. Gold, we went over it. And again, has a little resistance above it. Looked pretty good today. And obviously has, I don't know if it gets through right there. And silver right here was looking pretty decent. And we'll see. It's jumping up a little bit, 3 cents in the after hour. So you hope Sam still has his, yeah, I hope Sam still has them Palantir puts. That would be great. I'm not sure if he's on today, but we'll have to ask him about that. Good old Sam with the good old friendly bet right there. And we need a trading Doug bot. Yeah, we have the trading Sam bot. I know we should, honestly. I got to ask Rhett how he even did it. I have no idea what he did. I'll have to ask Rhett. I'll talk to him and see what he did there. And yeah, because that would make my life easy, be honest. And shit, I'll even program it how to trade for me. That would be great too. And that would be amazing. Anyway, let's keep on cruising through, see what you guys want to look at as we're going to, let's see. I think we kind of went through everything. I kind of went through everything as we were going through the show right here. Kind of just flying right. You know what it is? There's not a whole lot going on in the market because it's just so volatile and jumping around because we're kind of in the middle of a war right now. So no one knows what the heck's going to go on. And you just got to play it day to day and see what this day look like. And then we see how it ends. But it's not guaranteed to open the next morning how you think it might because, again, it's very volatile. But I like to have my watch list, of course, made out so I know exactly what to look at, even though for some reason I don't seem to execute every trade that I say I should be trading. But I'm going to do better with that, I think. I'm getting more focused here. And I think we're going to do a much better job moving forward, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens. And like I said, USAR today, definitely gotten that. Probably should have jumped in UAMY. It did jump up a little bit more, but it's all good. UAMY, I think maybe tomorrow could still get jumped into and be popping up there. Watch this Mobilicom right here, too. That's not looking too bad for tomorrow. That could get popping up there. UMAX still running up as well. So you got to keep an eye on that. And let's see what that Geos, that was looking pretty good, too. And Intel and SanDisk. So they were looking pretty nice as well. Uranium plays were looking nice. And what else, guys? What else do you want to look at? We had, oh, yeah, Luis Rodriguez. I almost forgot. We do have a Luis Rodriguez jingle. Let's hear this bad boy. I think I have it set up right. I'm pretty sure I do. And let's see. Let me click that and rewind it. And let's go, Luis Rodriguez.
$1 billion spent on a digital dream. Walking the line of a crypto stream. 70,000 for every coin.
Man.
In a modern race that we all join.
Damn, they bought that much last week.
Strategy's gold is a screen of light.
And if you don't know what it's talking about, Lewis posted it up here. Strategy bought almost 18,000 Bitcoin last week for 1.28 billion. Is that what that? Yeah, 28 billion, I think. At about 70,000, almost 71,000 per coin. The company's total holdings rose to 738,731 Bitcoin acquired for $56.04 per Bitcoin. What? No way. That's impossible. They definitely didn't buy them for $56, but acquired for 56.04 billion at an average of $75,000 per 862 per Bitcoin. All right, that makes. I was gonna say their average is definitely not $56 on Bitcoin because Sayer would have sold them already. But no, they could have never been that low because he didn't start buying them that early. And so $75,000. They got their average down a lot. That's for sure. Their average was much higher there. So they did bring their Bitcoin average down to 75,000. So when it gets back up to 125K plus, they're up $50,000 per Bitcoin right there. Multiply that by how much? Oh shit! What did I do? How many Bitcoins do they have? What did I say they had? Almost 18,000. Oh no, they bought almost 18,000. Their total, 738,000, almost 739,000 Bitcoin. That's pretty wild, Luis Rodriguez, I must say. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, here we go. What is this one? This is our Oracle earnings. This is the one I thought I was playing in the beginning, but we played a MicroStrategy one first. So here you go with an Oracle jingle, everybody. Oh, that's a good beat to just start
off. Oracle's on the rise and feeling grand with cloud revenue leading the band. Stock jumps 9%, a brand new high. Getting sub 44, touching the sky. Oracle's future is looking bright, so come and join the financial light.
There you go. That's a good one right there, Oracle. How about that? We'll repost that bad boy. That's a good one right there. I like that, Luis Rodriguez. Let's see. I still love this one. This is still like one of the best ones right here.
Doug's Fresh Picks is on the air. Hey now! Join the fun if you dare. Michael Anthony made a call. Palantir's gonna surely fall.
I made the call.
Down to 120, can't you see? Against Kathy Wood and all she believes. Woo! Louis Jingles, laptops, travel news. Dog Mama's watching penny stock clues. That's right. Sam's friendly bet is on the line. It's the greatest live show. Feeling mighty fine.
That's a great one right there. I like that one. That's a good one. I got to make a video to that. That's a good one right there. And then we had all these other ones. The Doge Mama 9 one, I'm telling you, look at this bat. Someone, Izzy had this bat at his house. Look at that thing. He said, there's shit that's going to chase your dog. I think anybody, look at that thing. That thing's crazy, Izzy. I don't know if you're on right now. I know Izzy tunes in a lot too. And that's a crazy bat right there, I must say. Look at that thing. Wow. Interesting right there. But there you go, Luis Rodriguez. Thank you for our jingles tonight. They're always fun. And let's see, what's Kit up to? That Nauticus Robotics. Isn't that what that is, Luis Rodriguez? There you go, Nauticus Robotics. Look at that. And that was up pretty big today. I did not see that aerospace and defense one up today. And there you go. Iran Strait of Hormuz mines report drove trader bets on subsea mine countermeasures. So that's why this one rose. That's what Laptop Travel was talking about. He was talking about these mines reported. That's crazy that Iran's putting they're putting mines in there, I guess, to blow up the oil tankers and stuff. That's crazy, guys. It's getting wild now. Didn't we say it was going to get crazy? Well, it's getting crazy, everybody, I must say. So there you go. Let's look at our futures or VIX and all that good stuff real quick. And let me know if anybody else wants to see anything, Janica or Doge Mama 9 or anyone else tuning in. Let me know what you guys want to see, and we will take a quick look at it. We know Michael Anthony will hop on in a couple minutes and try and keep us on until like 11 o'clock at night. He always does. But anyway, I give you guys the opportunity to chime in and let me know, or just chime in and say hello. I always like to see who's hanging out. Zach and everybody I know is tuning in. I just don't always get to see who's exactly chiming in or who's hanging out because not everybody's always chiming in. Anyway, here we go. What does it say? IEA, I don't know who that is, but they propose largest ever oil stockpile release. I don't know what that means, but Robin's here. How are you, Robin? We always say hello to Robin, and I know he listens every morning on his way to work, so we appreciate that. Thank you, Robin, for tuning in. See, I don't even know every night. There's all kinds of great people always tuning in. I really I know you guys tune in. I just don't know exactly who's on at what time and all that good stuff unless you guys say hello or something, reach out or let me know. But anyway, I do appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, you guys know that. Let's see what else is going on over here that we can take a quick peek at. We already went through. Did we look at the most active over here? I was going to look at something. I forgot what it was, to be honest. Let's look over here, though. I think we might have because we looked at that LGVN, or I was looking at it earlier. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. And there's signing day sports and Neo right there in the video. And USO right there. Like I said, that could bounce right back up tomorrow. And the airlines right here, guys, they're dipping down hard. We're going to watch for that bottom. That was on my list. I think I skipped it. Oh, no, I took it. I forgot to write down American Airlines. Let me jot it back because I definitely want that on there. So we can keep an eye on there. There's that MRNO. I know I saw that bad boy today, Doge Mama 9. I was checking that bad boy out. And American Airlines right here was down some more. NLUV right here is your Southwest. If I can get to it, there you go. That was down a little bit more as well. And Delta was down. So we're just watching for these airlines to see when they want to get cruising back up because there'll be good opportunities on that good dip. Look at the last time they came down, guys, and did that. Look where they ended up. You don't think that's going to happen again? It should happen. We just got to keep an eye on this 20, make sure it can ride them up right there. Luis Rodriguez. And what is MGNX right here? I'm not sure what that even is. Macrogenics. I have no idea, but that was a macro popper today. That's for sure. What the hell? Their earnings beat. Strong cash runway and 2026 pipeline catalyst drove 45% intraday surge right there. Well, I'd say that one was ripping right there. I'd look at that in the morning, everybody, because that one could continue its momentum. That's for sure. Not looking bad. Oh, I know what I was going to look at. Let me look at it before I forget for the 15th time right now. I was going to look at these futures, and I keep forgetting. The Dow is up 0.26, I think it says. I can't tell. 0.2, I don't point. What does that even say? 0.26, 0.28. It's 0.2 something. I can't really tell. And the S&P's up 0.31, and Nasdaq's up 0.32, and the Russell's up 0.31. Your Nikkei right here is trying to bounce back up right there, and that's up 0.69. And then them Euro stocks down a little bit. Look at your VIX right here. This is what I wanted to look at. To be honest with you, look at your orange juice. Remember we were talking about that thing? And it did have a red day yesterday, but popping right up. And sugar, we were talking about that the other day. Where's sugar at? Oh, look at that bad boy dipping down. That was looking good. Oh, it did pop up the other day. See that? We were looking at that. I remember saying that sugar was looking pretty good. Anyway, let's look at our VIX right here. It is pulling back a little bit right there. Let me see what our RSI and MACD. Yeah, it does look like it's going to have a little pullback right there. So maybe the market is going to move up tomorrow. Here's your UVXY, which is kind of different, interesting. When your VIX looks like it's coming down, your UVXY looks like it's going to pop. I don't know what the hell's going on, guys. We better keep an eye on this market. Something interesting is going on, that's for sure. And I can't quite put my finger on it. So obviously, we are looking at the market day to day, as we usually do, but you really have to just play it day to day right here because you can't really tell exactly what's going to happen from minute to minute, especially in the middle of a war. Trump saying it's going to end soon. They're putting bombs. Literally, they're like putting pipe bomb or whatever they're called, bombs on the Hormuz, Strait of Hormuz, whatever the heck it's called. What was that one we were looking at that was running this one? Let me read it because this is where it said it. Iran Strait of Hormuz mines report. So yeah, they're like dropping mines in that thing, trying to blast up some oil tankers, I guess. So that's why Nauticus Robotics is running up. It's an aerospace and defense one in the USA. Let's see. We have to see what this thing does. I mean, it's got to be interesting, right? Nauticus Robotics. Look at this thing. Let's see. We're excited to announce the acquisition of who? Sea Trepid International. Look at that thing right there. What is that? I guess that goes through and finds any mines and then lets you know. I have no idea. I'm just making things up. I really have no clue. But that's what it looks like to me. I mean, you throw this thing in there and then it can go find some mines. I mean, that makes sense to me. So yeah, this bad boy may be running some more right here. It's like watching a movie right now. And I'm just trying to find. Oh, here it is. I was looking to see where you could even find anything on this company about us. I like when they have like Olympic arm. Here's the products. Aquanaut. Look at that. That's your Aquanaut. Who wants to buy one of these things? I wonder how much that costs. If you need one of these, if you need to see it in action or want to buy one, just reach out to us and we'll tell you that it's $10 million. Like, how much does this thing cost? That's got to be pretty expensive. What were their other products right here that we'll never use? Olympic arm. Look at that thing right there. Now, talking about all electric strength and intelligence. What does this thing do? Subsea tool. Huh. That's interesting. Matches a hydraulic manipulator and surpass. I have no idea, but it does something in the water. Let's put it that way. Look, we got to see what the last that product was. Here's the tool kit. Oh, that's they can get you a computer monitor as well, guys. Look at that. So very interesting. But there you go with Nauticus Robotics, and it is pumped up there today because there's reports that Iran's putting mines in the Strait of Hormuz. So that's crazy, I must say. I didn't even hear that until Laptop Travel mentioned it, and then it said it right there. U.S. stocks closed mixed as oil plunges on Middle East de-escalation and tech outperforms ahead of CPI data and earnings releases there. So again, we'll be watching that oil right there, but that battalion oil went right back up and was looking pretty good. So we'll be watching these things to see what's going on there tomorrow morning. You guys know that. TMDE, this one's been bouncing around a lot lately as well too. So we'll definitely keep an eye and see what happens at 7 a.m. So there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a pretty fun market review right there. And again, it's just not that crazy. It's a crazy market, but not a whole lot happening as the stock market goes, because it's all just kind of waiting to see what the wars what's happening with that and what's going on. So we have to play to certain sectors. Uranium looking pretty good, I must say. And again, ONDS and the metals are looking good. UAMY, USAR, Mobilicom looking good. UMAC, Geos, and a few other ones looking pretty good tonight right there, Robin. So I would say that's a fun evening, and we can call it an early night again tonight. That's perfectly fine. Everyone can rest up, and I'm starting to feel a lot better now after they changed these clocks back. And I did have my first T-ball practice today. I can tell you guys about that real quick. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, so I have a couple. We have small teams because, like I said, they have so many kids, but they had to break it up into so many teams, and which makes sense, especially T-ball. If you have like 10 or 11 kids on a T-ball team, the game lasts way too long because you got to have each kid has to bat, and then they all take the field, and they're kind of young, so you got to kind of wrangle them in there and try to get them all in order. Well, that could take a little while, so. They live. I think we have like 8 kids on the team. It's actually perfect. I think all the teams have like 8 kids, and obviously, if a kid doesn't show up or something, it doesn't really prohibit anything. It's not like they really need to play positions. You don't need outfielders. Let's put it that way. And so yeah, it works out, and then the games can move on, and the kids can get a little more action too because they can get more reps in the field and things of that nature. So yeah, I have a pretty cool team. I'll tell you something interesting. I always ask, like, because I mean, they're young kids. So you ask this question, like, what's your name? Introduce yourself. And do you know anybody else on the team that you go to school with? Anyway, not one kid, nobody, not one kid went to school with each other. I was like kind of blown away. I didn't even know what the heck was going on. I've never seen that. Usually all the kids know each other. So I had no idea what happened. I got to find out where all these kids go. My little guy goes to private school, Catholic school, and none of these kids are in his class, so I have no idea where these kids go to school at. Like, I would assume they all went to the Belmar or yeah, the old public school there. And, I just didn't know what was going on. I'm like, wait a second, like, why isn't anybody know each other? And they're all the same age, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I just was kind of blown away that they just didn't know each other. And that was the question. I was like, because of course I always find it like an easy question because they're like, oh yeah, I know Colton and Brad and Brandon, whatever their names are. I'm terrible at names too. I gotta like remember all these kids' names. And of course, not one kid's names like Mike, Tom, or Brian or anything that we grew up with. They're all like kind of like difficult names that I can never remember. And yeah, that USA versus Italy game just started. And I was gonna say, thank you, Doge Mom and I had it written down right here. And I was gonna say everyone can go enjoy that world. What do they call it though? It's not the World Series. What the heck do they call it? World something, whatever they call it. I can't even think. I just wrote down that USA was playing in the world. What is it even called? I forget what it's called. Something, whatever it's called. But yeah, they're playing in that. They beat Mexico yesterday for like the first time in a long time. So everyone can enjoy that as well as we're talking about baseball, Doge Mama 9. But yeah, so I have my T-ball team and we have a bunch of practices and all that good stuff. And we only play 10 games, but it's a lot of fun. And like I said, most of the kids, I don't think I think only like 2 or 3 of the kids have only played before. So I have a couple kids on the team that really never played, but I'll tell you what, they all did great for the first practice. Every kid was able to hold the bat the right way, swing the bat well, field the ball. And, so yeah, we had a pretty good first practice, I must say. I was actually happy with it. I couldn't actually believe it. I was like, wow, these kids are actually pretty good, and not all of them had played. Especially the one kid, he was probably the youngest, and obviously had never played, and picked it up like right away. I mean, at first I rolled the ball to him and it went by him, and then I said, oh, my fault. You know what? I forgot. I didn't tell you guys that you have to make an alligator. The alligator has to get it. So you put your glove on the ground, you scoop it up, and you put your other hand, and then you chomp down like an alligator. So you have your glove and chomp it down. I was like, that's my fault. I forgot the alligator. And the minute I showed him and told him that, I mean, he was chomping every ball up, throwing them to me perfectly. And then I was like, oh, the first couple swings, he wasn't perfect. But after that, the kid started smacking the ball like past the pitcher's mound. I was really impressed. I was like, well, that worked out well. He's probably he's a natural baseball player, it looks like. So, yeah, I couldn't get a good idea when I first saw him. But, yeah, he was pretty good. So, yeah, and I have a couple girls on the team as well. And they were all good. Like I said, I have a really good squad, so I think we'll have a lot of fun. And it's a small team, so we should have a good time. They should all learn, and that's the main thing. I just try to make it fun, keep everybody safe, obviously, and then let them learn a little bit. So you forget what it's called. What the heck is it called? It's called like the World something of baseball. What the heck? I gotta Google it now. It's kind of driving me nuts. World Baseball Classic. That's what it's called. Oh man, I couldn't think of that to save we would have been here all night. World Baseball Classic. That's what it's called. Yeah. Thank you, Robin. There you go. Robin chimed in. He got it. The World Baseball Classic. So yeah, I know all the CNR people are probably watching it as well, and all the sports fans, baseball fans. So go ahead and enjoy that. I didn't pop it on. I forgot to. Well, I knew it was going to start as we were probably wrapping up a show because, like I said, the markets, a lot's going on in the world and geopolitically and all, but the market's just a lot of chop and volatility. It's almost hard to trade it, and we picked out the good ones that look good for tomorrow, and then we'll go through tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and confirm which ones are looking good and which ones aren't looking good. So we'll definitely do that tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I know Michael Anthony's overdue. He's like AWOL right there. I can't believe he didn't hop on today or yesterday. So we got to find out what's up with Michael Anthony. He's probably like, we hop off and he probably goes to go on. And there you go. But anyway, there you are, Robin. Thank you. World Baseball Classic. Everybody go enjoy it because the USA is playing Italy. It's just starting right now. I didn't even put it on, like I said, but I will go ahead and pop it on, do some work right here. I'll put the night note in the Discord. As a matter of fact, that night note was fire. I had like you saw Rivian was on there, or Lucid I had on there. That was up today. In the morning, I know it was because I saw it pop up early. And there you go. That ran up really nice and made an M. And you gotta know if it makes that, you might be in trouble. I'll give you a little tip right here, just because it's jumped right out at me. You ever see these things make an M like this? You can assume that thing's gonna probably go down that day. If it does the opposite, if it comes down, makes a W, it likes to run up. It doesn't happen every single time. This one was a clear M pattern going down, and it just jumped out at me. So a little stock charting right there, a little tip for you guys who are paying attention and watching and taking notes. So if you ever see that, it's a good indicator sometimes that it could come down. Then you had your 20 coming down on it, your 50 over top of it. And right there, you probably say, this thing might not look good. pops up and starts dipping down right here and doesn't get afloat, and you know it's coming down. So just something to look at right there. And you know, I like to break down all the charts and do all that. I could do it with every one of them on the minute chart and every chart, daily chart, every single day. You guys know I love it. And that's why we do a show and look at all these stock charts every day. So there you go, everybody. And thank you, Luis Rodriguez, for your chart, Laptop Travel, and everybody else tuning in. Robin, thank you. World Baseball Classic. Go enjoy that bad boy. And that's what it's called, Doge Mama 9. I couldn't think of it to save my life, I swear. I my memory, I just can't think of things sometimes. It drives me nuts, but I'm like, oh, just whatever. Something I deal with all the time. And there you are. And that MGNX, did that run up? I forget if that one went up or down. What did that one ran up, right? Yeah, that one ran up. I couldn't remember. I was looking at it going, I know we looked at it, but I forget which way it went. But yeah, that one might be a good one for the early morning crew right there, Laptop Travel and everybody. So watch that and see if it wants to spike up some more. And there you go. So thank you, Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez, Doge Mama 9. Robin Janica always hangs out. Zach always hangs out as well. And so many other people. I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. You guys know that. And go enjoy the World Baseball Classic. Be sure to like the show on your way out of here. Follow along on X, Instagram, YouTube, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And thanks again, guys. I'll catch you guys at 7 a.m. when we always do our Monday through Friday show in the pre-market. And we do this show Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. So there you are, everybody. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, shoot me a message on X. You know I respond to everybody. So thanks again. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy the World Baseball Classic. Let's go, USA. Beat Italy right here. They're undefeated. USA's 3-0 after beating Mexico. So let's stay undefeated and continue to win. I had jotted all that down, didn't write down that it was called the World Baseball Classic, guys, so I had no idea. That's hilarious. But there you go. Robin bowed us out, and thank you, guys. So see you guys in the morning. Enjoy your night, and I'll see you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody.